Happy Friday, you guys. Welcome to the last day of our Surpass Your Salary series. I can't believe that the series is over. I've had a really great time going through all of this with you all, and I'm excited to wrap it up today. And today's it's a very fun topic. We're really just talking about the action you can take now, given everything you've done over the last couple of days. So let me just make sure everything is working and get everything set up, and we will dive in. This is another very good day to have some sort of note-taking device or way to track what we're going through. This is probably the most writing that we'll do yet, actually. Don't worry, I'm not gonna have you like write an essay, but I want you to be able to leave with really tangible takeaways. So let me get this going. And if you guys are tuning in, I'd love to hear where you are tuning in from and what your favorite part of this has been so far, or what you want most today. Today, of all days so far, this is the one I encourage you most to be interactive with, because this is really all about you. This is about you surpassing your salary, and it is going to be a different number for you than it is for someone else. It's going to be a different sales strategy for you than someone else. So really take advantage of having me here to run things by and ask for specific questions, because I don't want you to walk away feeling like you don't really know what to do quite next. That's the very opposite of the point of this. So let me go ahead and share my screen. It looks like everything is working in terms of you guys can hear me on Facebook, and we will get going. So what we really want to do today is make sure that you have all the information and takeaways from the last couple of days before we go on to the next day, or the steps today. So we're going to do the short little Mad Libs. For those of you that have come every day, you know that at the end of every day we do sort of a Mad Lib of what you took away from it. So we are going to just go through them again today, and I would really love it if you were willing to share any of these on your and type them in so that we can cheer you on for them. But I know that they can be a bit personal, but this is a safe community. Alrighty, so day 4, taking action. Let's put you guys up. Hopefully you guys can see everything fine now. There we go, cool. All right, so as you probably remember from day 1, we went over how to find the income you need in order to make the goal that you have happen. So when I designed this training, I really thought of people that I've had in my Scale Your Side Hustle program, as well as other clients I've worked with one-on-one. And there's been somewhat of a split of their goals. So when I help people with side hustles, I would say for the most part, people have the goal of having it eventually become their 9-to-5 job. So when they work with me, it's to help them get their income up to surpass their day job so that they can make the leap. Or maybe they just want to get it going and get some momentum so that they can leap, and maybe they have some savings in the meantime or something like that. But usually the idea is to make this their full-time job. They are craving freedom. They are craving doing something different. They don't want to be within the status quo. I would say that that's probably about 75% of the people I work with. However, I still work with plenty of people that like their day jobs, or maybe they don't even love their day jobs, but they don't necessarily want to be full-time entrepreneurs, or maybe not yet, but they still like the idea of getting their income up. They still love their business, and they want to make it happen. And so either way, you know, this training would be for you. And that latter kind of group, the people that do like their 9-to-5 jobs, or they want to keep it and they're not looking to like get out as fast as they can, I really resonate with that. Actually, that's how I was. I was kind of a mix, actually. I didn't know that I wanted to leave my 9-to-5 job eventually, but I did not hate my day job. And there were several months, I think like 3, 4, maybe even 5 months, where I was still working at my day job while making as much as I was with my side hustle. Actually, for a lot of that, my side hustle is making me more money. And it's really important for me to share that with you, because I don't want you to think that this is some sort of race where you need to, you know, burn yourself out, make yourself sick, like not be able to function, just so that you can hit that income level. And then once you've hit it, you get a jump ship and things aren't so hard anymore. I definitely did both for several months, and it's not that hard if you know how to do it right. And so that's why the intention behind this series was to get you really focused on that goal, so that you are avoiding that overwhelm, and you are avoiding distraction, and you are avoiding anything that could be holding you back from making that happen. All this is to say that either way, whether you want to be a full-time entrepreneur or you just want to have a more thriving side hustle, the first day what we went over were things about, what your income purpose was and what you needed that money for to then find the ideal income that you had. So here is the Mad Lib, and as promised, I'm going to fill it out the way that it was more or less for me. Some of these are a bit rough, but just to be really transparent and honest with you guys. So your financial goal is what you should have found the first day. My financial goal was $6,000 per month. Put that in blue. And then the next answer is it would allow you to pay for the buckets I've created. So the 4 buckets that I dealt with and that you probably are too if you're watching this are my necessary expenses, things like rent, healthcare, my taxes, my personal budget, just my day-to-day life, food and fun things, and then business expenses. I really definitely wanted to grow Urban 20-something at the time. So for me, it was a breakdown of, I think it was about 2,000 here, 1,000 with taxes, 1,000 with my budget for temporarily, and then 2,000 with business expenses. I was definitely very much prioritizing growing my business at the time. And if you are in this for the long game, I encourage you to do that as well, because once you get to a point where you are making $10,000 a month, even if you feel like your business expenses are somewhat high at the time, once you know how to do it, then you know how to do it and you can lower your business expenses again. So it was really important to me to get to the income goals I wanted and really grow my business so that I had security and sustainability in that way. The next question is, when you get there, you'll get there by focusing on growing versus saving. Thinking about that growing your business mentality here, this answer for me was definitely growing. And then the last question was the why, which will make your dreams come true of growing my business and quitting my 9-to-5 job. So hopefully you have some sort of Mad Lib like that at this point. Again, I'd love to see you guys. If anyone wants to share this, let me know. Even if you just want to share one of them or a takeaway that you had. As I shared when I did this on Tuesday, it was a big shift for me to go from the focus of growing versus savings. Seems pretty obvious to a lot of you, and it seems like a lot of you knew that you wanted to focus more on the growing piece. But for me, having been such a saver my whole life, I was very scared of growing for a long time, which is why I didn't grow for a long time. I thought I needed to save so much of my money. And then when I realized that, this is just a chapter, I can save again once I've gotten to a new level of growth. My growth happened so much faster. And I was right. I was able to then save quite a bit more once that happened. So this was a huge revelation for me. And I hope you understand where I'm coming from here, that in this growth phase, you are not here to grow your 401k right now. If you don't focus on growing, you're never going to have the money to grow your 401k. So that's kind of the disconnect I have. Let me take a sip of water really quick. I'm going to give you guys just 1 second to fill that out, and let me know if you have any questions or takeaways from this first day. All right, next section is about scaling. So now we're talking about how to actually make the financial goal number that you came up with your actual income. All right, so this is where you listed out everything you're currently selling or that you think you might be selling soon. So some of you might be watching this and you're still in your earlier phases, and that's fine, but it's helpful to think about what you have planned on selling and how much you planned on selling it for. So for me, my offerings, I realized were at about an average of $147 per offer. Knowing that about 1 to 3% of my list size would buy my offerings, that meant that I would need to have a list size, or that meant that I would need to sell. And so, sorry, this is a bit confusing. Knowing that my income goal was $6,000, this meant that I would need to sell 40 40 of these. So knowing that about 1 to 3% of your list will actually buy these, that meant that I needed to have a list of about 4,000 people. However, if I edited my offering to be priced at $600 with my list size of about 1,000, then I could hit it. So I started brainstorming my offering of, for me, what I did was a group program. It is going to be $600, and I was going to need to keep my list growing by 50 people per week. All right, so now we're thinking about what you're going to do to actually sell enough to make this your income reality. Let me know if you guys have started brainstorming a new product or service, or if you already have something that's enough money, or any other way that this has sparked how you can maybe scale from what you might already have going. All right, and then the final thing we did was focus on the trimming the excess, trimming out what's in your life that's not helping you, including your to-do list, also including people that might not be helping you, and more so including things that are helpful. So this is what I did during this time, and if you weren't here yesterday, you can go rewatch the replay only until tonight. I'm deleting it unless you sign up for this series, but we really get clear on what you need to focus on. So I needed, sorry, there's a ton of sirens. So I needed to focus on increasing my value so that I could go from selling $140 products to $600 products. I knew that I needed to have a good email list in order to sell that. So I needed to focus on email marketing to build and nurture my email list. And I needed to focus on learning sales to sell this asset, because I had never sold something for that price and I didn't know how, and it was going to show. So that's why I realized that this was something I had to get really serious about if I wanted to start making this my income and start making this my reality. So then I also realized that this meant I could take growing my Instagram, this is right, starting a YouTube channel, blogging daily off of my to-do list. So these were all things that I had wanted to do, or that I was doing, or that I was spending time doing, and I realized really quickly I did not need to do those anymore during this time. This is just a chapter. And I had to be really honest with myself, because if I was continuing to focus on those things, that was going to take away from these things that I did need to focus on. Learning how to sell, creating an asset worth $600, and understanding how to foster an email list in order to sell something to them for that price point, which I had never done before. This also meant I needed to get real about how I was going to believe in myself and how I was going to keep going, even when I had to leave a 9-to-5 job that no one else was leaving, even when my parents and family members didn't necessarily understand what I was doing, even when my friends were not at leaving their 9-to-5 jobs, even when I doubted myself. All of these things were, not really working against me, but they weren't really helping me. And so I had to get really proactive and protective about what I was doing with myself and my thoughts and my life to make sure that I was setting myself up for success. So what I also took out, I can take out self-doubt, negative talk, and complaining out of my thoughts, actions, and daily community. Self-doubt will hold you back. For me anyway, it would hold me back more than anything. It would stop me from posting something. It would stop me from creating something. It would stop me from sending an email because I doubted it was good enough. Negative talk, not helpful. Why am I being mean to myself? We should not be our own biggest bully. And complaining, oops, if I can spell it right, puts you in a place of being a victim. And when you are trying to do something this extreme, like leave your 9-to-5 job or build up something that makes more than your 9-to-5 job, then you don't have time to be a victim. You need to be really empowered. And another thing that I got real with was because I didn't know how to do a lot of this, otherwise I would have, obviously, right? So because I didn't know how to necessarily increase my value, because I didn't know email marketing that well, I was okay at it. And because I didn't know how to sell something for $600, I also knew that at the time I needed to find people to help me and teach me how. I needed to buy e-courses. I joined a marketing mastermind. I joined a coaching program. All of these things that I needed to do to get to this level of focus cost money. To be honest, quite a bit of money, more money than I had ever spent on my business. But I knew that it was going to get me where I needed to be. So I had to move past the self-doubt, past the concern about spending money, past the fear that I might not make the money back, and into that place of empowerment, that place of confidence, and that place of positive self-talk. I highly encourage you to do the same. And finally, I had to be frank and honest. This is the exciting part, though, about who I needed to be to make this happen. So I understand that I needed to be the person, okay, sorry, I misread my own math. It's Friday. I understand that I need self-confidence, investing in myself, and positivity to be the person that has the success level, and I am excited to step up to the new challenge. So do this for yourself. Really do some reflecting and think about what is and isn't helping you, who is and isn't helping you, what you need to do to make those focuses part of your reality. That is the general gist of what I hope you got out of these last 3 days, these really clear sort of takeaways. And then I also wanted to just basically summarize them even shorter, and I put them into this list, or these 3 sentences here. How much do you need to make is what we established on day 1. What you need to sell is what we established on day 2, and who you need to be is what we established on day 3. Now, understanding all of this and understanding that, to reach this level of success really is a holistic experience. It doesn't matter if you have the best website in the world or if you even have the best product in the world. If you don't really believe in yourself, then you're not going to move forward. And the other way around, you can have a great mindset, you can meditate every day, you can be really positive, but if you don't have an action plan, then you're not going to get there. And if you aren't proactive about the things in your life that could tear you down, then more likely than not, those things will tear you down. I want you to ask yourself right now, what action have you taken over the past 4 days to move forward with this? And if you haven't taken that much action, or if you haven't seen any results, honestly ask yourself, why do you think that is? And feel free to comment in this. But if it's something like you were busy with work, so-and-so got in your way, you were tired, you had other things on your plate, you don't know how to do all of this, then those are all things that you can take control of and you can change if you are in an empowered place. You can find more time in the day to work on this if you've made the decision to be successful. You can hire people to show you how if you don't know how to do sales. You can hire people to help you create something worth the amount of money you need to sell if you don't already know how to do it. There's always a way. You have to be resourceful. And so setting yourself up for understanding that there's always going to be things that get in the way and that tear you down and that that stand in your path is the only way that you are going to be completely sure to succeed. So that's what I really hope you got out of this. More than anything, I definitely wanted to help you get clarity around your income goal and your sales strategy. But most of all, I wanted to really sort of put a fire under you that the time is now to start. There is never going to be any moment in time ever when you will have more to gain by starting than if you start right now, today. You will never have more to gain than if you start today. And when you understand that there's always going to be things tearing you down, you become like a ninja. You just know, oh, that, oh, I'm busy, I'm tired, so-and-so is complaining, so-and-so is calling me, my kids are crying, my spouse wants something, I don't feel like it, I don't think I can do this, this isn't very good. Once you just start identifying all of those things as things that are trying to get you out of that mood, of that groove, of that action place, then you can so much easier just brush them away and continue moving. And remember, remind yourself, I'll never have more to gain than by starting now. I will never have more to gain than by starting now. I don't care if my website sucks, if this is weird, if it's not perfect, if I could do better, I still will never have more to gain than if I start right now. Life is short, you guys. And if when I get emotional thinking about it. Just this morning, I was thinking about how one of the things I started last year, some sort of interactive, like it was a helpful program that I started, it just ended, and it had been a year, and just thinking about how much had changed in this last year for me. And I almost didn't do it. I almost didn't move forward. It was one of those support programs that I mentioned when I, had to do this exact exercise for myself. And I remember thinking, I'll do it next time. I'll do it next time. And I don't even want to think about what my life would look like if I had waited until next time. I'd still probably be at my 9-to-5 job. I would be pulling my hair out, wondering when things were going to start happening. I would be having to, I know this isn't like a huge problem, but I would be having to, I'm getting married here in a couple of months, and having the freedom to be able to pay for it because I have a business that makes me way more than I ever did at a 9-to-5 job. Having the flexibility to schedule things around it on my own, all of that is such a blessing. And I never would have had that if I hadn't started when I did. And I didn't know I was going to get engaged when that happened. I didn't know I was going to get married, in the next year. So you don't know what life's going to throw at you. All you know is what you have control over today and right now. And what you do have control over is your business and your goals and the way you move on behalf of them. So if you really want to live this life of security and financial abundance that a lot of 9-to-5 jobs seemingly have, that's why people stay in them, right? Is because they are safe and secure. Then I suggest that you start really pushing yourself to reach the level of financial necessity you require as soon as possible, so that you get there and you don't have to wonder, what if, or when is this going to happen, or what am I waiting for even? You know that you are in action and that you can handle it because you are going for it. And with that, I want to personally invite all of you that have come to this series over the past week to my program that goes into this work in so much more depth, Scale Your Side Hustle. Scale Your Side Hustle is my baby. I could talk about it forever. It is the thing I'm probably most proud of that I've created in my business thus far. It has served dozens of side hustlers and full-time entrepreneurs. A lot of the people in it aren't just side hustlers, and helped them see strikingly quick results in their businesses in just a matter of months. It is not about, taking forever to do something. It is about getting you there in sort of like this vortex way, because I have distilled all the information you need to know about increasing your income, focusing on what is helpful and trimming out what is not, and being in a community of supportive people into one place. So all the recipes for success are here and laid out for you. And that's why people go into this program making $500 a month and leave making $5,000 a month. That's when people are able to triple their incomes in this program. That's why people are able to find people that they work with for forever in this program. That's why people's lives change because of this program. And it is open today. The doors just open for the first time in 2019. And it is here at this time to get you to the place where 2019 is the year that changes your life, and that things change for you, and that you aren't in this situation of waiting to start any longer, and you are in a place of empowerment, and you are in the environment you need to be in to make your income and business and personal goals happen as well. So let me just walk you through a little bit of it and share what you could expect if you sign up for this program. And this program, I have had people go in it who have not had a side hustle yet, and they are able to do well. In fact, one of my most successful stories, one of the more successful clients I've ever had, did go into it with just a domain. She hadn't even built her website. She hadn't made a sale. She didn't have an email list, nothing. And she was making over $1,000 a month by the end of, by 8 weeks into it. And I know that $1,000 a month, you know, for some people who have been side hustling for a while, that might sound like not a ton, but since she was able to do it in 8 weeks, it's pretty incredible. I know for me, it took me almost a year to start making over $1,000 a month from my side hustle. So she did it much faster because she was able to get the information that I learned when I actually did start making that much that I didn't have for the first year. And that's why she basically took a huge shortcut. She was able to do it in so much faster because she didn't do what I did, which was basically sit there and guess for months and months on end when she just started out. This is for you if your side hustle is something you love and something that you're very excited about, but that does not reflect income-wise, you know, how much work you put into it and everything you do for it, and you're sick of it just being a hobby. You know you have a big why for this thing. We've just gone over it over the past 4 days. You know that you want to quit your 9-to-5 job. You know that you have the next big business. You know that you want to work from anywhere in the world. You know that you want to pay off your student loans faster, whatever else it is. You know in your heart that you have a big fat why behind this, and you're ready for that why to start happening. And it doesn't happen if you don't have the direction and the plan to make it happen. So I put this program together for that person because I was that person for far too long. The long story short is that I started my side hustle almost 3 years ago. And like I said, for the first year, I barely made over $1,000 a month once. But then once I went through a lot of the work and reflection that we just went over these past few days, I got it up really quickly. I was able to get it above my 9-to-5 job income really quickly. And within a matter of months, I was able to quit my 9-to-5 job, work for myself, start seeing 5-figure months every single month. And, you know, that only goes up. So once you get to this point, all you can do is continue rising from there. And that's what's so dang exciting about it. But I don't want it to take you as long as it took me. And that's why I put this program together, because it is that accelerated shortcut. In this program, you get live support with me. So that means you get a call with me every single week. That's one of the most powerful parts of this program, is that you get a call with me and your colleagues for an hour and a half every week. And the value of not only getting my direct attention on your side hustle, but also hearing from everyone else in the program about what they are doing and their questions, etc., is truly irreplaceable. And you will learn so much more from them than you probably realize at this point. This community is not only on the calls, but it's also on the Facebook group that we have. That Facebook group is very well monitored. It's actually monitored by one of the smartest minds in online business that we have. And he's really helpful, as well as I'm in there with you. And then you also have weekly workbooks and modules and tutorials to go over everything that you need to do to implement things. And we're going to talk about the breakdown of that in just 1 second. Here are some success stories. I'm going to just leave this in the comments here so you guys can come watch these on your own. I don't want to watch them right now. But this is this shares 2 stories of huge income jumps within the span of the program. So if you're interested in seeing big income jumps like that as well, then definitely go check out their stories. They're so amazing. Here are the modules. So because, as you can tell, your mindset and your belief in yourself is completely crucial in getting to the next level. And in case that sounds a little bit airy-fairy, I really want you to reflect for a second and realize that if you aren't at the level you want to be at, there's probably a reason. And so we spend the first 3 weeks really breaking down your beliefs and your mindset to make sure it is matching the world's most successful, and make sure it is matching the level of success that you desire. If you don't do this thing, if you don't do this stuff, if you don't really think about, you know, what you want to do and set your goals the right way and address what's holding you back, then it will continue to do so. So we debunk that pretty quickly. And then we also go straight into the blueprint that you need to make this financially happen. The following 2 modules are about perfecting your website, so making sure that you have everything in there that is really going to ensure your level of success, as well as really growing your email list. As we talked about, that's hugely important in this entire journey, and it's the kind of gift that keeps on giving. It is how you'll continue to sustain your income, and it is my expertise. I have a whole separate program just on list building, in fact, so I'm excited to share this module with you. And then we are also adding a bonus Q&A call in this round on week 6, where we don't have an extra module, but we can just do any questions you guys have. You can catch up. You can ask me, things that might not be in the modules yet. It's totally up to you. And then from there, we work on really the depths of social media here. So we talk about Pinterest and Facebook. And if you already have Pinterest or Facebook and you're like, oh, I already have those accounts, that's not what this is about. This is about really understanding the analytics that these social media programs provide to you, and make sure that you are getting the most out of your audience, that you're keeping the information that they're giving you and you're leveraging it in a smart way, so that you don't have to guess anymore where people and clients and everything like that, where they come from, because you have that information at your fingertips, whether you're using it or not. And then we'll also do a bonus Q&A call within that round. And then the final 2 modules are about creating those products and services that are going to get you at the income level that you desire. So I talk all about how to sell these things, how to create them, program creation, product creation, selling these things, funnels for these things. And then the final week is just a final Q&A call for us. So that's what you can expect in Scale Your Side Hustle. It's a very amazing program, super fun. And if you guys have any questions about it, let me know. Feel free to comment below or just reach out to us at help@urban20something.com. I or one of the alum will be in touch with you. And yeah, it's a great program. So if you want to hear some more success stories and look a little bit more at the amazing bonuses that we're offering right now that expire tomorrow night. So there's over $1,700 worth of bonuses and savings you can get if you invest by tomorrow night and join us. Those do expire, but the doors are still open until Wednesday. So if you need that little bit of extra time, you have until Wednesday. I highly recommend you join by tomorrow, though, so you can get all of these amazing bonuses for only for free. So this is over $1,500 worth of bonuses, plus you get to $150 off the program. So it's a huge savings opportunity, as well as the opportunity to get a lot more content and jumpstart your journey now. So there you have it. I hope that you found this series helpful. Mostly, I hope that you, really see Scale Your Side Hustle as the vehicle that will propel you to this big income goal that you have and the next big level for yourself. I'd love to have you in the program, and let me know if you guys have any questions about it, but it's super fun. We already have some great people in there, really inspiring, smart side hustlers that are making big moves in the world. And if you want to join them and join the rest of the world's most successful and be the next success story, you want to have your name on there where you're talking about how you 5 times your income or tripled your income, or you're making thousands per month around your 9-to-5 job, then this is your opportunity to do so. So I'll talk to you very soon. Happy Friday. I hope you have a good weekend, and I will see you in Scale Your Side Hustle.